Hello guys, welcome back. Explore with Hacky, where learn something new every time you watch. So we are learning here Playwright with TypeScript. I hope you have already watched my old videos where we have learned till the yarn installation. So this is the Word document which we are creating parallelly for all the commands and other learning. So till yarn TSC version you have already seen in the last video. If you didn't see that video, please watch again so that we will be in the same line. So now today I got few requests where multiple people are saying that there should be some document for them on the Google Drive where all the commands and the comparison for the yarn and npm should be there. So I have already created that for all students. So if you need that, please email me on the explorewithhacky@gmail.com so that I can share that with you guys as well. So it's explorewithhacky@gmail.com. Okay, so let's start today's session. Let me share my that document with you. Yeah, so if you can recall on the old video, we executed all the commands and we installed yarn on our system. Okay, so npm and yarn both are like the package manager, and yarn is an alternative package manager for the npm, and this is created by Facebook. So most of the people, they are using npm, but in the real execution in the company or the industry where you will work with the yarn. So pnpm is also the package manager. So you can right now we will more focus on the yarn, but because you have to prepare yourself for the interview, so you should know all the commands related to npm and yarn. So this particular excel sheet which I have created for you guys, it will be very useful and informative, and it will be very handy for during like the preparation of your interview or the real time execution whenever you are installing first time the TypeScript and all these things in your system. Okay, so I'll help you to execute one by one all these commands, and I'll explain that what will happen with each command and what exactly will change in your folder structure or the repository where you are creating your first program for the TypeScript. So what is TypeScript and what is JavaScript? This thing I will explain you later, because before that you need to know about the basic level of the small code or small program, so that you will get an idea that what exactly is the TypeScript and what is the JavaScript. So in short, in cut short, like the TypeScript is just like a teacher or the error correction manager who is correcting your code, but in real JavaScript is the only thing which is executable. So it's not the TypeScript. TypeScript is just checking the type and the code type, that what type of the values you can pass and all these things. So I'll provide you the architecture and all these things that are related to the TypeScript and JavaScript. So on the top of the JavaScript, TypeScript works just to check the type of that code. Okay, so it's not rocket science, it's just a normal thing, and I'll share all these things related to this one after this completion of this Excel sheet and some idea about the comparison of the npm and yarn. So once you will learn about this one, so you can choose any one like npm or yarn, but we will focus on the yarn. Okay, so I hope you have already installed that yarn, and now we'll go with the next step. Okay, step by step. Okay, so first of all, as you can follow this particular Excel sheet later, so I'm also following this one so that you can also keep this same thing in your machine. Okay, so first thing, you have to open your Visual Studio. That's a very easy task. It's not a difficult task. Okay. And the second important thing, that there are two ways to open a folder. Okay, because this particular folder will store all the files, and whatever we will create, a TypeScript or any package.json or any log file or any TypeScript file or JS file, everything will be here. So in any drive you can create any folder, and you will just open that folder with the help of file and open folder. This is the one method. Okay. And second method, in the like terminal, what exactly you have to do, you have to just go in your any, like, by default it will open the repository which is the like in your C drive or any by default drive. So what you can do, let me close this one. We'll learn about the copilot and all these things later, but let's try to see, like, so this is cd dot dot is the, we are going in the back folder, and if I'll go again, so now we are in the admin folder of the users. Okay. So first thing is that either you can create any folder in your drive, C, D, E, whatever drive you have in your system, and simply go in the file and open the folder. So that will open here. Or the second method is that you have to create your folder by command, like mkdir. Okay. So mkdir, make directory, and whatever the name you want to give your project, for example, like TypeScript or TS project by default. So make directory will create one folder, and that's TS project which we have created. Okay. And now you have to change that directory. So you are in the TS project. Okay. So now you are in that particular project, but did you notice that still that project is not visible here, right? So for that, what you have to do, you have to run your Visual Studio in that from that particular folder. So for that you can run one command, code dot, okay, space a dot. So if you will run this command, then one new window will open, where by default you will see that that particular thing which you created, that folder where you want to open that folder, that will show in the new window of Visual Studio. Let me explain you. So if you will do code dot, then it will open in a new window. Okay. But if you want to open the same project in the already created or already opened Visual Studio, then you have to run that command, code -r, reuse, r means reuse, and dot, space dot. So if you will do this one, then what you can see that same Visual Studio will open with that repository. Okay. So this is like a not very important thing. So you can simply do this thing by opening the folder as well. This is basic thing, but why I'm telling you, because these things are important when you are working as a like a professional. So these things sometimes, like, it works like as a like more expert kind of the person. So slowly, if somebody is opening in front of you, then you should get familiarization. What is make directory? Yes, make directory just is creating by command, and he's opening that. That's why I showed you. Otherwise, simply just create any folder in your drive and open that drive using file. Okay. So let's come here with this one section. Okay. So I hope this command is clear, like make directory. And if you want to see in the detail, then you can read that if you will deal with the yarn, then also the same command will work. What exactly it will do, it will create a project folder, and this project folder, in very starting, it will be empty, nothing will be there. Okay, so this is just kind of the workspace for the project. Okay, so this, I'm preparing everything for you guys, so that you will get an idea that what exactly is the command and what is the use of that and what will impact of that. And this is the same command I told earlier as well, that like cd change directory the project folder name, and if you will do the code dot, then you will open the same folder in that opened Visual Studio. Otherwise one new window will open. And till here I think the thing is clear. Simply you have opened that simple folder in your Visual Studio. So now this particular command, which is I have already explained most of the commands from this document in the earlier video as well, with more explanation. So I will go through the specific steps where you will create one TypeScript file and execute that, okay, using npm and yarn. But after this video, we will try not to use like npm commands. We will focus more on the yarn command, so that we will get more familiarization and in the real execution with the project, so that you will compete with the people who are working in industry, or the people who are in your office, or like most of the people, they are using yarn. So we'll run the commands with yarn. Okay, so let's try with the npm first. Okay, so in npm, what exactly we will do, first of all we will initialize our project. Okay, so you have to go in your terminal, and you will see that first of all ts project is the by default repository opening or not. So this name you can create, you can give any name to your project. Okay, this is not hard and fast that you have to keep this name only. So first of all npm init means initialization. Why? Yes. So once this command we will execute, then you will see that package.json file is created. Okay, so what exactly this file does here? So this is nothing. This is just a kind of the project or the metadata, where name, version and other details are showing in this in this particular JSON file, and some type of the dependencies and other things also mentioned in the package.json. So this is nothing. This is just a project metadata, and this particular JSON file defines that this particular project, what exactly you need for this project. Okay, this is just a basic information about that project, that what exactly is required for this project. Okay, once you will initialize the command, run the command for the initialization, then it will create the package.json file. Simple. Okay, now once you will create this package.json file, so what will happen in the next step, you have to install the TypeScript. Okay, so we can install this globally, we can install locally. For all these basic detail, or the in very detailed manner, we have already created the old videos. So this is my personal recommendation. If you didn't watch that video, please watch, because prior to run or all these things which I am telling right now, you should have basic knowledge about the TypeScript, that how exactly that is installation going on, when you will do in the local or when you will do for the global. But in for the real-time project, you have to install always locally, because when we will run the commands for the yarn, after 2.0 something version with the yarn, that is not supporting the global installations, because that is always confliction, creating conflictions for the local and the global type of the installation. So we will always install locally for the project basis. Okay, so let's run the TypeScript, install the TypeScript. npm I hyphen capital D TypeScript. Okay, so once you will do this particular command, when you will run by the command npm, so you will see two files will create. One is node modules and second is package loc.json. Okay, so don't get confused that why two files are created here with the almost similar name. One is package.json, second is package-loc.json. Okay, so when you will install TypeScript locally, then node modules, this folder will create and this loc.json file will create. So these two things you can observe that these are different from the old created or came the file when we just initialize our project. Okay, so first of all the difference. Okay, so package.json and package-loc.json, this is telling just a basic idea. This like developer or the tester, they can modify this one, that what is required for this particular project. Okay, and package loc.json file, this particular file will tell you that what exactly the exact versions of the file of exact version of the packages are required. For example, this is TypeScript 5.9.3, but if you will see this particular file in the package.json, then you will get to know all the detail of that exact version and everything for related to that TypeScript. Okay, so this is just a basic detail and this is the exact version of that TypeScript. So everything, when we will go for by default, like so for example, you are working on a project and you are giving that project to your friend. Okay, don't go with the GitHub and all these things. Just try to understand in a simple language that one folder is there, this folder you have created, and you will give this folder to your friend that, hey mate, I have created this TS project, you can just run in your project and in your file in your system, and you will get that project. So how that new machine will get to know that what I need to run this project, because we are installing all these things in our machine, but if we will give this particular project to the another person, then how his or her machine will get to know that what I need to install so that I can run the same thing which the XYZ person is doing on his machine. Okay, so these files will help you out. This log file will help you out for the exact version, and package.json is just an information that what you required for this project. Okay, so this is very important interview question, and the basic idea, let me explain you in this particular Excel file. Till now we run these two commands. Okay, one is initialization, second for the installation of the TypeScript. So once you will initialize the project, you will get package.json, and what package.json will get provide you what the project needs. It will contain project metadata, name, version, script, and dependencies. So believe me, this particular Excel will help you a lot if you are a basic level of the person who just started the TypeScript or the Playwright kind of the thing, because it's very easy to run the program. It's very easy to copy and paste the code from the internet or from friend or YouTube or somewhere, but it's it's necessary to create the fundamental knowledge, so that if your basics will be clear, then you will not like feel defeated in your interview or in the real work. Okay, so these, I'm just trying to make the things very simple for you guys, so that you will get the inside story. Okay, so till now, with this particular command, you will see with the help of npm installation of the TypeScript, that when initialization was there, package.json was there. When initialization installation of the TypeScript is there, two files more created. One is node underscore modules, and second is package slope.json. So this will tell the exact versions of that the installed packages. Okay, so I hope till now this is clear. Okay, and second most important thing, right now, did you notice I'm running everything with the npm? We are not dealing with the yarn. But once I will complete all the commands with the npm, then I'll show you how yarn will work and what exactly you will see when the commands will run using yarn. Okay, so now the next thing is that when you will create a file of the TypeScript in your folder here. Okay, so for that particular file, you need to compile that TypeScript file. Okay, try to understand in a different language. For example, this particular machine never understand what exactly you are writing in the TypeScript. This machine always read the JavaScript file. So to convert from TypeScript file to JavaScript file, you need compiler. If you have basic knowledge about the Java, it means the simple file which you have created in the notepad with the .java, so system can't run that .java file. You need to compile that in the .class file. And in another very basic language is that, for example, you are not familiar with Chinese language or Japanese language. Okay, so you need one person who can set that language in your language, so that that intermediate file you can read that. Okay, so that's called like a kind of the compiler, and that compiler is required, and that the values of that compiler, or the different types of the settings, or the compiler options or target and all these things, those are always comes in the tsconfig JSON file. Okay, so that's called TypeScript configuration JSON file. So similar to the initialization of this project, we need to initialize our TypeScript config JSON as well. To get that, what exactly we have to do? If we are dealing with the npm, then our command will start with the npx. What is difference between npx and npm? I have already covered in detail in old videos. If you want to get to know, please read or watch those videos, so that you will get to know that why we are dealing with npx here. Okay, so npx TypeScript, similar to the initialization of the project, is the initialization of the TypeScript. Just enter. Okay, once you will see the execution of this, you will see one more file. That's TypeScript JSON, TypeScript configuration JSON file. Okay, so this particular file is very important if you are dealing with the TypeScript, because this will give you the all options with the compiler, module, type, target, source map, declaration map, and all these details will be there. Few options we need not here, so we will comment those one, but just go with the flow so that you will not get confused. This is just a compiler uh, properties which we can see here, right? So how we got this thing? npx tsc TypeScript hyphen hyphen init initialization. Once you will run this command, then you will generate the TypeScript configuration file, and this TypeScript configuration file you will get that this is containing the compiler options where target, module, strict mode, include, exclude, everything, path, and these details are showing. So practically I'm showing here, and like here theoretically I'm already I have already created the document for you, so you can follow this one. And if you want to get access of all these handwritten documents or the command level information and all these things, so we have different folders for this thing, and I will provide you the access, but you have to drop the email on the explorewithhacky@gmail.com. So this particular file you have created till now, okay, and this particular is providing us the compiler configurations. So I have already explained you this one. So why these two different folders you are showing with the same kind of the information? Because we are running these commands with the npm, so that's why npm details are there. If you will run with the yarn, then I'll explain you the yarn options, okay. I hope these things are clear till now. Now, because we have initialized our TypeScript, we have TypeScript configuration file is already there. So what we have to do now in the next thing, we are creating a small file. For example, like index.ts. This is just a TypeScript file. Okay. So in this particular file, for example, you are dealing with the this particular ts file. So in this particular file, you have to write some code, and once you will write the code, that file we need to compile. That ts file will convert into js file, and we will run that js file later. Okay, I'm telling you the very simplest way, step by step, and later I will tell you the real time of the things. Slowly I will explain the shortcuts, but right now I'm explaining in the detailed way. Okay, so for example, you are writing a simple code. Okay, console.log, you are writing a simple name like I am running first program of TypeScript. Simple. Okay. So sometimes it's storing or the saving by default, but don't forget to save the file. If you're dealing with the Windows, then Control S, or dealing with the Mac, then Command S. Okay. So this particular file is here, but the important thing is that we cannot run this particular file directly. If you will run like node index.ts, then this particular file is running. Why? Can anyone tell me that why exactly this is running? Okay, this question is for you guys, because I have already explained the global installation and the local installation. If you are not clear, then just refer with the old my videos. Okay, so now directly like ts file is not recommended, and we can't run the TypeScript file directly. So prior to that, what exactly you have to do? You have to compile that file. Okay, so npx tsc, if you will run the npx tsc this particular command, then you will see that this particular command will provide you these files, where one file is index.javascript.js file. So now one question will come in your mind, that why these files are here, what these files are doing here. Okay, so this is the second question for you guys, but don't get confused with these files. I'm just giving a small hint to you that everything is happening because of this file, these options, source, map, declaration. Don't get confused, just simply just focus on one thing. You created this file. Once you compiled with the help of the npx.tsc file, then this file is created. Okay, and this is the real file which you can execute. Okay, so if you will run now with the help, like the same command, if you will run like node index.js, so you will see the result that this is running here. Okay, so in simple language, in a very detailed manner, what exactly we did here. Till here the thing is clear, that tsconfig file you have created. Now you have created a small TypeScript file. Because of that tsconfig settings, you will see multiple files, but one file you will find that belongs to the .js file. So once you will run this npx.tsc, then your file will show one file with the .js file. So now you have to run this file with the help of the command node index.js. Okay, and you will see the result. So I hope this thing is clear till now, and if still you are not clear, then don't worry. It's the first step. Just try to execute these commands on your machine, and slowly you will get familiarized with all these things. So things will be more clear with the more explanation, because right now intentionally I didn't explain about the TypeScript, JavaScript, what is the TypeScript, what is the JavaScript. TypeScript is nothing, just a checking the type of the JavaScript. Okay, but you can't run directly the TypeScript file, you have to execute the JavaScript file. So to get that JavaScript, you have to compile this file, and you will compile with the npx, because everything you have created with the help of npm. If you are dealing with this particular folder, all these commands will belongs to npm. If npm installation, all these things are there, then npx will help you to install the initialization the TypeScript, or the compile the TypeScript. I hope this is clear with the npm. Now let's do one thing. Either you can delete this folder because npm task is done, or you can do one thing, the same thing, mkdir make directory with the help of this command. Let's do like ts project. Okay, now we'll do ts hyphen yarn project. So we have to go to ts hyphen, let's check, it's a ts hyphen yarn project. And as I told you that in the last execution, I told you the how you can run the, how you can open this newly created ts yarn project in the same window. What do you have to do? Reuse. R means reuse dot. So if you will run this particular command, the same Visual Studio will open the newly created project. Okay, so now we will I think the npm is clear. Now we are dealing the same thing with the yarn. Okay, so what exactly is yarn? Yarn is nothing. This is just like a same kind of the same alternate package manager with the node package manager. Okay, so yarn, the same command we have executed, these three commands we can execute for the same for the yarn. Everything we will learn about the yarn now. Okay, so earlier when we opened the project, that with the help of that make directory commands and everything, but now I'm telling you the simplest way that how you can create a folder simply in your drive. For example, yarn project. Okay, and what you have to do, you have to just copy your path which is required to open in the Visual Studio. File, open folder, simply go in that path which you have created and open that folder. Very simple, it's a normal process. Okay, so now what you have to do, we understood about the npm. Now we are running and checking the installation of the TypeScript and the TypeScript compiler and all these things with the yarn. So first of all, you have to open your terminal. So if you guys don't have the yarn installed in your system, then you have to do on your system by the help of the core pack. So I think you have already watched my old video. If you don't have idea about it, then you have to check that video. Like core pack is a tool that manages the package manager, and the core pack, firstly you have to enable this, and then you have to install the stable version of that yarn. Okay, if you want to install specific version, then you have to add the 4.4 something, whatever version is the required for your project. But this particular command, let show you one thing. Core pack enable. Okay, so when we will run this particular command, then you will face one problem here. What is showing? Internal error, EPERM operation not permitted. Open this. Error, EPERM operation not permitted. Open this PNPX file. Okay, so who can tell me that what exactly is the problem and why it is occurring? Because we have covered this in the old video. Okay, let me help you in a very simplest way. So if you will face this type of the problem in your system, simply close the Visual Studio, go to Visual Studio, right click and run as an administrator. Feel free to drop email to get the access of Google Drive folder, where you will get the interview preparation documents, templates and handwritten commands document. Please don't forget to like and subscribe our channel for upcoming videos and sessions. Thank you.